Hello everyone, and today we are discussing the 6-year anniversary of the loss of two beautiful, wonderful young girls in Delphi, Indiana on February 13th, 2017. They were going out to enjoy a unseasonably warm day, as it's kind of going to be today in the Midwest and that area. Highs in the 50s. Just beautiful outside, and their lives were tragically taken by a sick individual or individuals in a rather disturbing manner, as we all know at this point in the case. What I'm here to discuss today, in honor of their memories, is I want prosecutor Nick McClelland, and he'll get his chance when he gets in a courtroom, to make Richard Allen explain this to me and to everybody else in that jury. We know from the probable cause affidavit that investigators interviewed Richard Allen in 2017. It states that in the probable cause arrest warrant for Allen, clear as day. And we all know that Allen states he was out on the trail, according to this affidavit, from 1:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. that day. He also admits parking at the old Farm Bureau building, which they believe he was referring to the old CPS building. Now, if you go onto the Delphi timeline, and this is from WRTV ABC in Indianapolis, and I'll put the link in the description. It shows the actual timeline and what happened to Abby and Libby that day, and in the ensuing days, months, and years after that. I'm not going to recap the whole thing, but if you scroll down, it says February 15th, 2017, so 2 days after the girls went missing, 6:50 p.m., Indiana State Police release a photo of a man they believe was on the Delphi Historic Trail around the time that Abby and Libby were there. Indiana State Police announces publicly over every media network available they can use that they want to speak with the man pictured or anyone parked in the lot near the bridge about what they may have saw. The affidavit states then, investigators reviewing prior tips encountered a tip narrative from an officer who interviewed Richard Allen in 2017, and it states he admits that he was there. So he comes forward very possibly because he sees his photograph on TV. I would be interested to know if he admitted to that DNR officer that that was him in the photo, thinking that even though they had the photo, he didn't know they had video and didn't know that he was the killer. Nobody's really discussed that yet. It's one thing to now note that he spoke to that officer and the tip got lost, misplaced, etc. But what he actually sent to that officer in that 2017 interview might still be evidence that they can use against him at trial. We don't know what was said in that interview. There could have been things like him saying, yeah, that's me in Abby and Libby's picture. He could have just admitted to it, not knowing that they had video yet. Think about it. Additionally, and this is where I think he's going to have a real hard time explaining this away, and nobody's been able to give me a plausible explanation for this yet. Doug Carter holds his infamous 2019 press conference. Okay? Again, in 2019, even though they release a different sketch, he clearly states that they're still looking for the person on the bridge, which happens to be wearing the same clothing Richard Allen allegedly admitted to investigators he was wearing. He admitted he was out there that same day and time. So investigators also say in the 2019 press conference that they're looking for a car that was parked at the old CPS welfare building, and they give a pretty big time frame. They say something like between noon and 5 or noon and 5:30. So Allen, who by this time I'm sure is hyper aware of the fact that, police are looking for this person. They now announce on television, on national TV, that Richard Allen just make it make sense to me, because he had to have known they were looking for the person matching his description not only in 2017 but again in 2019 based on that press conference. Why did he not come forward in 2019 a second time when police came out and said, hey, we're looking for a person that parked here? Instead, to the best of our knowledge, he goes silent for the next 3.5 years until he's arrested in October of 2022 for taking part in this crime, allegedly. This information has been out there, again, since 2017. Police doubled down in their press conference, stating very specifically who they were looking for, or looking to speak to at least. Yet Richard Allen is nowhere to be heard from after that 2019 presser, voluntarily. Someone has to explain that to me, and Rich McClelland had better try to hammer home that point and get a satisfactory explanation from Richard Allen's defense team when this case goes to trial, because that, to me, is one of the most damning pieces of evidence in this case, is the fact that he was aware of all of this, aware they were looking for somebody that parked where he admitted to parking 2 years later, and the guy doesn't come forward. So, who knows how they're going to try and explain that away. But again, on the anniversary of Abby and Libby's passing, I really wanted to make this video honoring their memory, because police have worked really, really hard on this case. And if Richard Allen is their person that they're looking for, again, it does not make sense to me in a million years why he wouldn't have voluntarily come forward in 2019 after the multiple press conferences stating they were looking for somebody that matched his identity by his own admission and his whereabouts that day. Have a great day, everybody, and to Abby and Libby, rest in peace, and to their families. We're out here really trying to share facts and the truth with people on channels like mine, so that your family can help, hopefully get justice someday for these heinous, heinous crimes, and that everybody is held accountable in a court of law one day that had anything to do with this crime. God bless you all.